Good day, mates. Boy, you know, I am a man on a mission. No, wait a minute. No, I'm a man at a mission. That's right. I'm a man at a mission, and that mission would be none other than the oldest building in the state of Idaho, the entire state of Idaho. No, this isn't the mission. This isn't the oldest building in the state of Idaho. This is the visitor center for the mission, which is the oldest building in the state of Idaho. And I was driving down the road and I saw a sign that said National Historical Site, and I thought, wow, National Historical Site. It's a Sunday. I got a little bit of time on my hands, and why not go and check out this National Historic Site. And they also have a this is the state park. Interestingly enough, it's a state park, and here they have a museum as well. So this, where we're walking in right now, this would be the visitor center, and also the gift store. And if you pay the little bit extra for the price of admission, you get to go into the Sacred Encounters Museum. So I'm going to bring you along and share with you what I'm able to. Here's the gift store. This is it's the Old Mission. That's what it is. It's Coeur d'Alene's Old Mission State Park. And look, you can get yourself a shirt there, which is Spirit of the Mission. So this was built by the Indians in collaboration with the Jesuits, as I understand it. And there's Bigfoot himself. Look at. So that is my first official Bigfoot sighting here in Idaho. Look at these beautiful bracelets here. Wonderful. Really, really nice. Very small little gift shop. Here you can get yourself some soap. Coeur d'Alene's Old Mission, Idaho's oldest building, 1850 to 1853. Wow. Over here they have dream catchers, which I think they're calling shields. Look at that. Wonderful. All right, let's see if I can't find my way over to the museum. And there would be the mission. Look at that. Well, actually, it's a model. It's a model of the mission. And I'm actually looking at the mission through the window, which we'll go and visit here in just a moment. But I thought I would share this model with you. Look at that. And then down below in the case, look at what they have here. They have a display of the Indians. Look at that. They're actually, it looks like they're inside the mission. You see? Look at that. So that would be what we're going to be walking in and taking a look at here momentarily. This is a model of what you would have seen if you were here back in the day, so to speak. There's a man laying down his blanket. That's something. Very nice. Alright, so now we get to go watch a movie. Get to watch a movie, a little bit about the history of this special place. Just out of the visitor center and the museum is this canoe, and you can look up on the hill and see the mission. And if I recall correctly, that is 80% of the original mission. There's been some restoration on the mission, but 80% of that building up there is the original mission that was built by the Indians and the Jesuits. And look at this canoe. This is a dugout canoe, an 8-week building project. This type of canoe was not used by the Coeur d'Alenes until the arrival of the pioneer settlers. Combined with iron tooling and burning, it took 2 men up to 8 weeks to build one of these. The Indians preferred their traditional barkskin canoe, which was much lighter and took less than a week to complete. Look at this. That's something. Wow. Look at that. It's a long canoe. Look how long that is. Probably actually give you a view from the underside as well. Look at that. Alright. So we'll go up and find our way into the mission if we're able to. We're actually having a rather large church service here today. There is an annual event called the Cataldo pilgrimage, and Cataldo is the name of a rather historic priest that I'm assuming was in great part responsible for the building of this mission here in the panhandle of Idaho. And here would be the main attraction, the old mission. Look at that. You know, as I was in the visitor center, I had the opportunity to go through the museum and watch a portion of the video that they play telling you a little bit about the history here. And if you're so inclined, you can jump online perhaps to a website like Wikipedia and read all about the history of this historic building, National Historic Building for that matter. But I will just do a nice walk and talk and take you along inside. And over here you can see they're getting set up for Sunday service, if not perhaps a picnic thereafter. Look at this. Oh, and I see some cornhole boards over there, so they'll be playing some cornhole perhaps as well. So let's go inside the building here. Look at this. Wow. Quite old. Step inside. Wow. Wonderful. Look at that. Isn't that something? I don't know if this mission has an organ. Well, perhaps it does. Wow, this is Idaho's oldest building. Had you come upon the mission of the Sacred Heart in 1853, you would have arrived at the metropolis of the inland Northwest. Set on a grassy knoll overlooking the Coeur d'Alene River, the mission consisted of 8 log houses, a barn, stable, flour mill, and shops for blacksmiths, carpenters, and bakers, all dominated by a stunning church that was completed that year. Isn't that something? They fabricated walls by fastening willow saplings to uprights, weaving grass through the branches, then plastering it all in with mud and clay. They cut trees 5 feet in diameter to support an altar. They held the building together with wooden pegs. Then they papered the walls with hand-painted newspaper, fashioned chandeliers from tin cans, and carved wooden statues of Mary and St. John. Below the mission, on the flat near the river, a small community of lodges housed about 40 permanent Indian residents. Wow. Isn't that something? Here's a closer look at the altar. Boy, just fascinating to think the Indians would come and sit in here on the floor. And they have the stations of the cross along the wall. Here's the first station. Very nice. Alright, so I'll try to share some of the grounds with you if I can. This here looks to be a confessional right here. An old organ. I think that's an organ. This is an organ. All right, let's step outside, see if there's some more that I can share with you of this historic place. You know, how does the saying go? There's no place like home. And this building here, this home, I should say, right alongside the church, was where the priest lived. And we can take a walk through, and I would imagine that just as much of the church is the original, so too would this building be the home of the priest. But they probably didn't have the Schlag lock back there in the day. Look at this. It's the parish house. Welcome to the private residence of the Catholic priests and brothers of the Society of Jesus. The first parish house burned in 1864, but was later replaced later that year. Wow. So I'll share with you what I'm able to. Gives you a lot of information about the beginnings of this area here. Jesuits at work and play. There's an old pitchfork. Wow. This would have been the parlor right here. This room was the business center of the mission. Here is where the priests counseled Indians and whites in private, made entries into the house diary, and maintained church baptismal, marriage, and death records. This was also the room where mail orders from catalogs were filled out, haying contracts were signed, and civil arguments between disputing parties were negotiated by the priests. When otherwise unaccompanied, it was also used as a library or a reading room. Back here, you're going to have the kitchen. Look at this.
Very harsh. But you have to remember that these people were in their semi-military tradition.
Many of the Jesuits at Old Mission were Europeans, and to them meals were social occasions.
Today we have
Breakfast, usually taken at 7:05 a.m., was in silence. Lunch and supper were often accompanied by inspirational religious readings, especially when the novices were present. Canned goods were purchased, but mission cooks usually relied on homegrown dairy products, garden vegetables, and fruit. Meals frequently featured pasta with fish and game. Look at that. Over in the corner you can see the
rules for the novices concerning good manners at table. Take care not to rest the elbows on it. Do not scratch your head or rub.
Now I found my way into the house chapel.
the purpose, of course.
The lives of Jesuits at Old Mission centered around prayer. They congregated in the chapel every morning at 5:30 a.m. for meditation, with Mass an hour later. The whole community came together a third time at 9 p.m.
A large
for
number of
litany.
these men were qualified to occupy chairs of learning in the great universities of Europe. These were people, for the most part, who were from the aristocratic families in Europe. They were convinced by this men who wanted men like this, that they were more important out here in this mission field, which was a great Jesuit priority, always had been, than staying in Europe. So these men were outstanding men for the most part. There were very few slipped through that were second-raters. The brothers, for example, were outstanding. The brothers that came with the Smith, one was a tinsmith, of all things, a tinsmith. They were builders, they were carpenters, and they did but all these things. Some were good at one thing and some at another.
All right, on with the tour.
All cast in the same mold as some
The legends that my grandmother used to tell us that was our classroom. Our house was down below in the valley, and she had a house up on the hill. And during the winter, after the snows came, we waited for the first snow to cover the ground, you know, because then we could go up to Grandma's house and listen to the legends. And so we'd walk up the hill after the first snowfall, and the snow was on the ground, covered the ground. We'd stay up there with Grandma, and it wasn't anything where there were beds or anything, because there weren't that many beds. All she'd do is put a pallet or fix a pallet for us on the floor, and we'd just lay there and listen to her while she told the stories. She'd tell us about Coyote and all of his activities, and the lesson, I think that is a real learning experience, because we were taught behavior and morals from that way.
Just around the corner here is the Gristmill. I think that's what it says, grind or grist. The Gristmill. And it's actually half scale, so double what you're looking at right here. The horse-powered gristmill is shown with a half-timbered frame. Brother Blacksmith and Brother Magri collaborated on fashioning the gristmill in 1848. This was before construction began in the old mission. Look at this. On my way out, I thought I would share the old mission bell with you. At sundown, the church bell tolled, and it was soon filled with humble worshipers. The chapel is quite an impressive building, the walls covered with pictures of saints and crucifixion. The Indians are very devout and tell their beads with great patience. There were many aged people led to and from the church, some totally blind, others walking on hands and feet, so bowed with age. And that was a quote from the travels of E.S. Glover in 1875. This bell was donated to the former MONAC, Museum of Native American Cultures, in Spokane. The original location was described as coming from a mission in the Northwest. Could it have been the old mission? There it is. All right. I hope you enjoyed this visit here to this historic building in northern Idaho, the Idaho Panhandle. Have a wonderful day.